Sorry for the delay there. Just had a few moving parts. Okay, good morning and welcome to the Vancouver City Council meeting of Tuesday, November the 25th, 2025. Now, this meeting is being held in person and by electronic means. Council members and the public may participate by either method. Any members joining electronically are reminded to enable their video to confirm quorum. And everyone's here. The meeting is also being live streamed on the city's website and YouTube, and meeting progress will be updated regularly on X at Van City Clerk. Now, in the case of an emergency where we need to evacuate the chamber, please direct your attention to the glass doors and you just walk through. Turn left at the pillar and walk down the stairs. If you require any kind of assistance, please stay in your location and one of our incredible security team members will help guide you to a safe location. There's also a defibrillator at the end of the hallway outside of this chamber. I do want to acknowledge that we're hosting today's council meeting on the unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations, and I do want to thank them for their generosity and their hospitality and the love and care they show this great land that we get to live, work, and play on. I also want to recognize the incredible contributions of all of our team members who choose to work at the City of Vancouver throughout the various departments. These are people that we've had, team members that we've had the opportunity to work side by side with, and I can tell you they really care about the city and they're making the city a way better place. And so with that, can we please have a roll call?
Mayor Sim in the chair, Councillor Kirby-Young, Councillor Dominato, Councillor Bly, Councillor Fry, Councillor Montague, Councillor Klassen, Councillor Meisner,
Present.
Councillor Joe,
Present.
Councillor Orr, and Councillor Maloney. You have quorum, Mayor Sim.
Great, thank you very much. Now, today we get to mark the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, a global observance established by the United Nations to promote dignity, inclusion, and equality for people with disabilities. And this year's theme, Fostering Disability Inclusive Societies for Advancing Social Progress, calls on all of us to strengthen our collective efforts to build communities where people of all abilities can fully participate and thrive. In 2025, we continue to make progress through initiatives like the Accessibility Strategies Multi-Year Action Plan and Public Feedback Mechanism, which provides a clear and purposeful path towards removing barriers, improving access, and promoting inclusion across our city. Tassia Alexis will be accepting the proclamation on behalf of the Accessibility Committee. Tassia is a longtime advocate for accessibility, equity, and social justice, drawing on her lived experience as a Black woman with hidden disabilities. Emancipated and a guardian to her younger siblings at 18, she transformed early hardship into lifelong purpose. With more than 45 years of service, including 33 with the Developmental Disabilities Association and 21 of City of Vancouver advisory committees, she has shaped policy and community understanding through compassion, integrity, and an unwavering belief that every person deserves dignity and full inclusion. So if I could please invite my fellow council members to join me at the podium for a proclamation that reaffirms Vancouver's commitment to accessibility, inclusion, and a city where everyone belongs. Okay, actually, Pete.
Good morning. Office of the Mayor, City of Vancouver, Proclamation, International Day of Persons with Disabilities. Whereas the City of Vancouver is dedicated to building an accessible and inclusive environment so that all community members can thrive.
And whereas every person in Vancouver deserves the right to reach their full potential without unfair treatment because of their gender, sexual orientation, disability, race, color, nationality, or ethnic origin. And all persons should always be able to live with dignity, respect, and peace.
And whereas the United Nations declared December 3rd as the International Day of Persons with Disabilities in 1992, and the theme for 2025 is Fostering Disability Inclusive Societies for Advancing Social Progress, which highlights the impactful role that people with disabilities play in realising a more inclusive and sustainable world.
And whereas the City of Vancouver's Transforming Attitudes, Embedding Change, the City of Vancouver's accessibility strategy is a call to action to ensure that people with disabilities are respected and prioritized and that their needs are addressed in city policies, programs, and services.
And whereas the City of Vancouver is grateful to the Accessibility Committee members who have committed to guide and inform the implementation of actions outlined in the city's multi-year action plan, along with the public feedback mechanism.
And whereas the City of Vancouver appreciates the important contribution of Persons with Disabilities Advisory Committee in helping to make Vancouver more accessible and inclusive by removing barriers for people with disabilities.
And whereas staff at the City of Vancouver are committed to increasing their understanding of disability, accessibility, and inclusion, and demonstrate this through active participation in city learning sessions.
And whereas the City of Vancouver will continue to meet the requirements of the Accessible British Columbia Act through engaging the Accessibility Committee and implementing the multi-year action plan and public feedback mechanism.
Now, therefore, I, Ken Sim, the Mayor of the City of Vancouver, on behalf of all of the elected officials and everyone who chooses to be part of the City of Vancouver, our team members, do very humbly and proudly proclaim December the 3rd, 2025, as International Day of Persons with Disabilities in the City of Vancouver.
Morning, Mayor and Council and everybody. On behalf of the City of Vancouver, we thank you for this proclamation. International Day of Persons with Disabilities, we reaffirm our commitment to accessibility, inclusion, and human rights for everyone in our community. This day reminds us that progress is intentional, driven by people who advocate, support, and work for positive change. Disability rights are human rights, and advancing justice requires more than awareness. It demands consistent, collective action. Accessibility is a fundamental right, and everyone deserves the opportunity to participate fully in society without barriers. Inclusion is not optional, it is essential. Every policy begins with a human story. Behind every right and decision is a person living, striving, and deserving of a world that fully recognizes their humanity. Yes, I'd like them all to come up.
Come on, absolutely. Just in the way. Okay, that was great. Okay, so the plan for today, we're going to break at noon for lunch, return at 1 p.m. to continue to deal with the remainder of the agenda. If needed, recess at 5 p.m. for a dinner break and reconvene at 6 p.m. to complete the agenda. The in-camera meeting will convene when the council meeting finishes. I would like to note that sign language interpretation and closed captioning are available for today's meeting. The stream text link has been posted on the city's website and will also be shared on X. And just a side note, I was guilty of it already today. I think I was speaking a little too quickly and also maybe not always in the microphone. And I've been reminded to remind everyone if we can, slow the speech to a rate where the interpreters can actually sign and speak into the mic as much as possible. In camera. Council is required to meet in camera later this week. The reasons and authority under the Vancouver Charter are listed in the agenda. Would someone like to move a motion to go into camera this week? Thank you, Councillor Klassen, seconded by Councillor Meisner. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Minutes. Minutes 1 are from the council meeting following the Standing Committee on Policy and Strategic Priorities meeting on October the 29th, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Would someone like to move a motion for adoption? Councillor Klassen, seconded by Councillor Joe. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great. The minutes, the motion carries unanimously. Oh, that's what, all right, go. Bear with me for 1 sec. Okay, minutes 2 are from the public hearing on October the 30th, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Would someone like to move adoption? Councillor Dominato, seconded by Councillor Joe. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Minutes 3 are from the council meeting on November the 4th, 2025. Are there any corrections? Would someone like to move? Councillor Kirby-Young, thank you. Councillor Montague, seconded. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Minutes 4 are from the council meeting following the Standing Committee on City Finance and Services meeting on November the 5th, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Would someone like to move adoption? Councillor Klassen, seconded by Councillor Dominato. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Minutes 5 are from the Auditor General Committee meeting on November the 6th, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Would someone like to move adoption? Councillor Montague, seconded by Councillor Meisner. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Minute 6 are from the Special Council Declaration of Manifest Error meeting on November the 6th, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Would someone like to move adoption? Councillor Kirby-Young, seconded by Councillor Montague. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Minute 7 are from the Nomination Subcommittee meeting on November the 7th, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Would someone like to move adoption? Councillor Dominato, thank you, seconded by Councillor Meisner. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Minutes 8 are from the Special Council Housing Target Progress Report meeting on November the 13th, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Councillor Dominato?
Yes, Mayor. I am wanting to make a correction to the minutes. I was absent for that meeting. I was chairing a committee for Metro Vancouver that day, but unable to put in an LOA in advance. And so I would like to do a retroactive LOA this afternoon under new business. But in order to do so, I need to refer this to tomorrow's standing committee so that I can first move the retroactive leave of absence, and then we can make a correction to the minutes. And so I have circulated a referral that council refer the minutes of November 13th, 2025, Special Council Housing Target Progress Report to the Standing Committee, Policy and Strategic Priorities, scheduled November 26, 2025, in order to enable a correction related to Councillor Dominato's attendance. Oh, to the council portion, yes.
So,
Does the clerk see me to correct that part?
thank you very much. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Montague. Council, is there any discussion? Okay, so we will vote to refer.
Thank you.
All those in favor say yay. Okay. All those opposed say nay. Great. Minutes 8 will be referred. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Minutes 9 are from the public hearing on November the 13th, 2025. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Sorry, Councillor, you moved? Great. Councillor Joe moved, is seconded by Councillor Meisner. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Okay. Matters adopted on consent. The council will consider matters adopted on consent. We have report 2 and referral report 2 on the consent agenda for council's consideration. We will be holding reports 1A through 1G for debate and decision. Council may adopt the recommendations for report 2 and referral report 2 on consent. Does any member want to hold any of the items for debate or questions to team members? And I know there's a bunch of people in the queue, so maybe show of hands. Does anybody have anything? Okay, so that being said, okay, give me 1 sec here. Okay. Okay, before we get there, before we consider the consent agenda, if anyone believes they have a conflict of interest, now is the time to declare it. Does anybody want to declare a conflict of interest? Seeing none, I believe that was moved. 1 second, I'm jumping ahead. Yeah, okay, so we have report 2 and referral report 2. For the consent approval, and would someone like to move adoption? And that was Councillor Meisner, and I believe it was seconded by Councillor Dominato, if I recall correctly. All those in favor say yay. Yay. All those opposed say nay. Great. The motion carries unanimously. So the following have been approved on consent. Report number 2, lease renewal of a portion of Dunleavy Avenue adjacent to 350 East Pender Street, between East Pender Street and Kiefer Street with Maldan Gardens Cooperative Housing Association. And sorry, everyone, it shouldn't matter, but I just, for the record, when I read earlier, council may adopt the recommendations for referral report 2 on consent. That was a typo. It's actually referral report number 1, but it doesn't change the substance of what we agreed to. So unless someone has an issue with that, I will continue to drive on. Okay, great. So referral report number 1, Rupert and Renfrew Station Area Plan Implementation, City initiated amendments to the zoning and development bylaw and building bylaw. Okay. Now, we do have an item where we want to vary the agenda, and this does require a 2/3 vote. Council, our team members are recommending we vary the order of the agenda to deal with the held reports, if any, and so they weren't, and the bylaws next before considering reports 1A to 1G, as reports 1G is expected to be a lengthy discussion and debate. Also, it's recommended bylaw 1 be dealt with early in the day for team members to prepare the necessary documents for timely submission. Would someone like to move the motion to vary the agenda? Great, Councillor Dominato, and seconded by Councillor Klassen. Council, is there any discussion? No. All those in favor say yay. Okay. All those opposed say nay. Great, the motion carries unanimously. Okay, so bylaws. We have 10 bylaws on the agenda for enactment. Before we begin this agenda item, if anyone believes that they have a conflict of interest, now is the time to declare it. Does anybody wish to declare a conflict of interest? Okay. Council members who are absent for the meeting related to public hearing enactment bylaws must confirm that they have reviewed the proceedings of the meetings, including the video clip, to be eligible to vote. Bylaw 2 was from the public hearing on December the 10th, 2024. Councillors Bly, Dominato, Maloney, and myself were absent for this item at the public hearing. Councillor Bly, have you reviewed the proceedings and will you be voting on the enactment?
I have and I will.
Great. Councillor Dominato? Councillor Maloney? Councillor Orr? And I have not and I will not. Bylaw 3 was from the public hearing on December the 14th, 2023. Councillors Maloney, and myself were absent for this item at public hearing. Councillor Maloney, have you reviewed the proceedings and will you be voting on the enactment? Councillor Orr? And I have not and I will not. Bylaw 7 was from the public hearing on January the 23rd, 2025. Councillors Maloney, and myself were absent for this item at the public hearing. Councillor Maloney, have you reviewed the proceedings and will you be voting on the enactment? Thank you. Councillor Orr? Great. And I have not and I will not. Bylaw 9 was from the public hearing on May the 9th and 11th, 2023. Councillors Bly, Maloney, and myself were absent for this item at the public hearing. Councillor Bly, have you reviewed the proceedings and will you be voting on the enactment? Councillor Maloney?
I have not and I will not.
Councillor Orr? Great. And I have not and I will not. Would someone like to move the motion to adopt bylaws 1 through 10? Councillor Klassen, seconded by Councillor Joe. Council, is there any discussion? Okay. All those in favor say yay. All those opposed say nay. Great. The motion carries unanimously. The list of approved bylaws can be found on the city's website. Okay. Reports. Our first one on the docket is the 2026 capital and operating budget. At the special council meeting on November the 12th, 13th, 18th, and 19th of 2025, council received a presentation and heard from speakers on the 2026 capital and operating budget. There will not be any additional presentations at this meeting for reports 1A through 1G. Council will now consider the reports in the order they are listed on the agenda for the 2026 operating and capital budget. So the first report is 1A, that's the 2026 annual review of water rates and waterworks bylaw amendments. Before we begin this agenda item, if anyone believes that they have a conflict of interest, now is the time to declare it. Does anybody wish to declare a conflict of interest? Okay. Council members, you have up to 5 minutes to ask questions of team members. there are questions, and I will just remind everyone once again, if we can speak clearly into the microphone and, sorry? That's a good catch. So we're just going to take a 5-minute recess. We're back. Sorry. Lots of stuff going on here. There was a typo in the script. We've had debate and discussion earlier. What the procedure is, we're going to have ask to move a motion, seconder, time for discussion, what have you. So this is just a type